Hi! This is a review of Graceling by Kristin Cashore, and it is her first novel. She also wrote Fire, which I'll be doing a review of, which is kind of a prequel, and then she has Bitter Blue coming out soon, which is a sequel to this one. So, the synopsis is, Katza has been able to fight a man with her bare hands since she was 8. She's a Graceling, one of the rare people in her land born with an extreme skill. As niece of the king, she should be able to live a life of privilege, but graced as she is with killing, she is forced to work as the king's thug. When she first meets Prince Poe, graced with combat skills, Katza has no hint of how her life is about to change. She never expects to become Poe's friend. She never expects to learn a new truth about her own grace, or about a terrible secret that lies hidden far away. And the Gracelings have 2 different colored eyes, that's how you can tell. And so, on the cover, I don't know if you can see it, but in the sword or dagger is a blue eye, and then over here it's the same thing but smaller, it's a green eye, because Katza has a blue and a green eye. Poe has a silver and gold eye, like one's silver, one's gold. And so Katza is really endearing. She doesn't like killing people, and it's not told in first person, but it's mainly from her perspective. So, like, you're in her head, not in other people's heads, but it's not like an I story, if that makes any sense at all. And, but she's really fun, and, you know, she hates killing people, and, which I guess is good, because if she liked it, she probably wouldn't be a heroine. And Poe is amazing. We love him, and this book it's good. It's, especially once you read Fire, you realize that Fire is clearly a better book, but I think considering it's a first novel, it's amazing, and the world is fantastic. It's just like, I think as you write more and more, your writing just becomes stronger and stronger. I'm definitely excited to read Bitter Blue, the sequel. Can't wait for it. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I'm very excited. And the plot is really complicated because there's like Katza, and then there's Poe's grandfather, who's from Poe's from a different kingdom, who was kidnapped, and then Katza saves him, and then, which that's not really a spoiler, that happens pretty early. But like nobody knows what's going on there. Poe's trying to figure it out. Then there's Bitter Blue. There's another king, and there's all these kinds of like subterfuge, and I think I said that word wrong. Whatever. So it's a lot of like complicated things, and she wraps it up really nicely, I guess. The main, like the central conflict is kind of solved very fast, like literally it happens in a second. But then something else happens. Like, I'm pretty sure that happens like maybe around here. And then like you have all of this and you're like, what's gonna happen? And then you find out and your heart just breaks. But it's fantastic. I loved it. I was halfway through reading it, and I actually bought it. I never buy books without reading them first. Like almost never, unless I've read the author before, and obviously I hadn't. So I took a chance, and then I bought Fire right away, like halfway through it, because I just knew that she was fantastic. Kristin Cashore. And I guess other reviews I've seen, people said this, so I'm going to say it too. There is sex. It's like a paragraph. It's very tastefully done. I mean, if you're a parent, I guess read it first, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not something you're not going to learn in science class, in the miracle of life, so no big deal, in my opinion. I read romance novels, so this is kind of tame to me. But Katza's a beautiful character. She has internal conflicts and external conflicts, which is definitely a plus. That's not always the case in fantasy novels. And I give it a 4 out of 5 just because, like I said earlier, it could be better, it could be a stronger book. But I loved it. I'm gonna read it forever. It's always gonna sit. I'm always gonna bring it back to school with me so I can read it whenever I'm bored, and I think that's the mark of a good book, when you can read it over and over again. So I definitely suggest Graceling.